If you've been curious about trying hypnosis as a healing modality, you have a few questions or concerns because of a few hypnosis myths that you've heard, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to answer 5 of the most common questions that I've been asked about hypnosis so that I can help clear up some of these misconceptions for you. If your only exposure to hypnosis has been through a stage show or maybe even a scene in a movie where somebody is running around clucking like a chicken, I can understand why you might have some concerns. You might be worried that when you're in this hypnotic state that somebody can take over and control your mind. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Hypnosis is so much different from that. And I personally feel that it is one of the absolute most powerful healing modalities that exists. Now, I've been hypnotized through many different practitioners, different styles, different techniques. They call it different names. But ultimately, when you're in a therapeutic style of hypnosis, it's all being done with the intention to improve your life. And for me, the style that I use, I refer to it as transformational hypnosis because that's really what it's about. It's about transforming your life. It can help you overcome things that are so deep rooted in your subconscious that you could spend years and years using other techniques and never get quite as deep with it. But as much as I love it and want to share it with the world, I've realized that a lot of people have fears around it. And so I want to just dive in and answer a few questions and hopefully eliminate those fears for you. Here are 5 of the questions that I get asked the most about hypnosis. Now, the first question gets asked in a lot of different ways, but the root question is always the same. And that's, is hypnosis mind control? There's this myth that goes around that hypnotists have the power to control what you do when they make you do embarrassing things. But that couldn't be further from the truth. You are always in control. You always know what you're doing, what you're saying. Hypnosis is just a state of heightened awareness. It's like being in a deep meditative state while you're having a conversation with somebody. So you're aware of what you're doing and you are in control. Now, stage shows where you see people doing these silly things, that's where this myth comes from. But stage shows and that type of hypnosis are very different. And the people who go into them are actually willing to do and say those things. They know they're signing up to be part of a show. So it's a little bit different. Another common question that I get is, what if I can't be hypnotized? There's this myth that only certain people can be. But really, anybody can. You just have to be willing and open to it. If you come into a session and you are so closed off and so convinced that it's not going to happen to you and you are unhypnotizable, then chances are you won't go into hypnosis. But if you allow yourself to be open to the process and open into getting into a hypnotic state, you're going to have an easier time getting into that. There are also various levels of hypnosis. Some people are able to go really, really deep, and other people never can. Sometimes you just stay in a light state of hypnosis. I'm actually somebody who typically is in a lighter hypnosis. But there are times that I will feel like, oh, I don't even think I'm hypnotized. I feel like I'm just laying here with my eyes closed having a meditation or a conversation with somebody with my eyes closed. And the things that come through are still so powerful. My subconscious is still the one providing the answers. So even when you're in a light state of hypnosis, you are getting so much great information. Another question I get is, do I remember what happens during a hypnosis session? There's this myth that when you wake up, you have no memories. And it's like a dream that you can't remember. And that's just not how it works. You typically remember everything. If it's a long session, of course, you might forget a few things just because you would forget something if you had an hour and a half conversation with somebody when you were fully awake and alert. So when you're in a hypnotic state, it's the same thing. But you also remember as much as you can from it as well. And there are often times that even after a hypnosis session over the next couple weeks, things will keep coming back into your mind that happened during the session or that you talked about, things you uncovered. So you very much have your memories of what happened, the same as if you were having a conversation with somebody in a normal waking state. Some people also wonder, is hypnosis dangerous? There have been myths going around that you can get stuck in a trance. But really, at the end of a session, you are very gently guided back into the present moment. Your practitioner makes sure that you are alert and aware of everything going on and having a normal conversation. You're not just stuck in this trance-like state. But let's even assume a worst-case scenario. Let's say we are having a virtual session, and even though you took precautions and you plugged in your laptop or your phone, whatever you're using for the session, you plugged it in to a power supply. Let's say we're in the session and it goes dead. Turns out that connection wasn't actually charging. And you're in this deep state and you lose me. Well, on your end, you might just go deeper into whatever vision you're having. And most likely you would fall asleep. And then you would just wake up like nothing happened. You'd be like, oh, it's done. I'm back to normal. Or if you're not in a deep state and you realize the connection's not there and for whatever reason we couldn't get it back, just by you sitting up and going about your day, you're automatically out of the trance. Trance state, it's really just a deep meditative state. So it's no different than if you would be doing a meditation that you go so deep that you're in that space of stillness where you can no longer feel your physical body. As soon as you move, your body sensation comes back. It's similar like that with hypnosis. As soon as you start moving and going about your day again, whether you fell asleep and woke back up or whether you're laying down and you sit up, you're out of the trance. And one last question that I'll touch on today is, what does hypnosis feel like? And this can vary for everybody, but to just give a general idea, it's really like a deep meditative state where you have someone guiding you through whatever you're experiencing. It's the state of relaxation where the person is guiding you to get answers from within yourself. A lot of times I tell people who don't think they can be hypnotized or they don't know what a trance state is like, imagine you're driving your car to and from work or to and from the grocery store, somewhere that you go regularly, where you know the route so easily that you'll often get to where you drove and you realize you don't actually remember your drive. You're in a state of trance. The same way of when you're watching a movie and you're so sucked into the stories and the character and you're following the storyline and time just kind of slips away, that's also a state of trance. Or like I mentioned before with meditation, where you can go really deep that you almost feel like you're out of your body and you have these different experiences. It's a state of trance. So all of those are examples, but it's different for everyone. And when you are going through a journey, some people have very vivid visions where they're seeing things play out like it's a movie playing in their mind. Other times you might just get little snippets of scenes or words or feelings. Other times it's just a knowing that comes to you, where if I ask you a question, an answer just pops through. So it really varies for everybody, but it's a gentle process. And it's something that you come out of it and you're typically very relaxed after the session. I hope this video helped answer some of your questions about hypnosis. But if anything, I hope that you're leaving knowing that it is not mind control and it's not about losing yourself. Hypnosis is an amazing tool to help you reconnect with the truest version of yourself by accessing your subconscious. Now, if you have any additional questions about hypnosis, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And if you're ready to move forward and you want to talk to me about transformational hypnosis, feel free to set up a discovery call and we can see if it's a good fit for you. I'll drop the link in the description below.